Is it? Oh, because I was drumming. No. That bum bum bola was still bumbling in my head. If I have to truly torture the audience that I have, then I have to lock the doors, and all that I had to do is start singing. What shloka are we on? Do you remember the 24th shloka? Just checking. Because this chapter has 3 shlokas that we have to memorize for your own sake. Because imagine that if somebody says you have been coming year after year learning Bhagavad Gita, and if somebody asks, what did you learn? And you cannot even recite one shloka. At least this way, you can rattle off these 3-4 shlokas and they'll say, oh, wow, बहुत कुछ सीखा है. It's like when I speak in some languages, let's say like in language like Oriya. Any Oriya here? You understand? Okay, I cannot fake now. अच्छा उसको कितना आते हैं हम टेस्ट कर सकते हैं ना. वाह. हो जाओ हाँ चाहिए. I also spoke in Chinese. So I use 1 or 2 sentences and then they think that I know. All that I know maybe only those 2 sentences in that language. Like Oriya, let us test her. Should we test her? So many people are willing to see you, whether you know it or not. They don't have a doubt whether I know it or not. भलोचंती की अरे no vakara vakara yoho abhedaha in Orissa and in Bengal. One of my favorite Swamijis in Chicago, he is a Oriya Swamiji, and every time I meet him I ask him to say this: Venkatrao, why are you wandering in the veranda like a vagabond? And just for my amusement he says it. A very senior Swamiji. And he says, Venkatrao, why are you wandering in the veranda like a vagabond? So similarly, if you can throw 2-3 shlokas here and there and quote them, it will look good. It will look cool, right? And before you partake with breakfast, lunch or dinner, if you can chant that shloka before you take food, that will be your prayers to that Lord before you can consume food. So don't forget. By the end of this chapter, I might pick a couple of you to chant at random. That will be a good test. Right? You may test, Swamiji. I don't mind becoming a good listener sometimes. Chalo, 35th shloka. In the 34th shloka, it was said that you approach a guru to learn this aspect of knowledge. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Approach that guru and learn it from that master. Knowing that knowledge, what is the purpose of this knowledge? Is it for claiming and a coolness factor, a feel good factor that I also now know Bhagavad Gita? or I also now know Vedanta, then you will become, paravachanakara, not pravachanakara, paravachanakara. That we have good advice to only be given for others rather than to be applied on oneself. So what should we do with this knowledge? It is given in 35th shloka. Repeat after me. Yajñātva na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanyaseshena drakshyasyatmanyatho mayi. Having known once, there are these puzzle pictures. The 3D pictures, they have a different name. Almost holographic kind of, but they're not holographic. They have a separate name for it. Have you seen those pictures that it looks like a very bizarre pattern, but you peek through that bizarre pattern and then you see something reveal standing out in a three-dimensional thing. Until you see it, it seems like, is there something really in it? But once you see it, even if you just glance at it, it's no more like a confused, bizarre pattern. You can see through that pattern. All that you see is that which is projected in there. Until you see, there is a confusion. Once you see it, you don't miss it. Have you experienced that? And for somebody who is seeing it for the first time, you show it to them and say, it is right here. And you then tell them, squint your eyes. There are various things that people tell. Poke your eyes or squint your eyes and then put it in the far and then you bring it closer or come it closer and then take it far. And still there are some. Seriously? Is it something there really in it? Suddenly it clicks. And you say, oh, I see it. Now once you see it, can you miss it? How many of you have not learned cycling? Seriously? No, मैं इनकी बात कर रहा हूँ. कुछ करो यार. अच्छी बात है ना, साइकिल में धक्का दे दो. Not on you though, but the police को भी हम लोग मामा बोलते हैं. And my explanation for that was that historically we have two mamas, कंस मामा और शकुनी मामा, और तीसरा कॉप मामा. अब चौथा ऐड करना पड़ेगा. So cycling. How many of you have not been on a cycle, riding a cycle for more than a couple of years? Wow. You should do more exercise. No, I said cycling, riding a cycle, not that stationary one. The most amazing part is it takes such an effort to gain that balance. Once you gain the balance, irrespective of how many years you have been out of touch, you get onto that cycle and there is some kind of a wiring in there. You seem to have the balance. Isn't it? So similarly, it is said here, once you know this knowledge, yad jnatva na punarmoham, you will never again come down to the level of delusion ever in life. Because then we have our question, what if you forget? What if you lose it? That is why I gave you the examples. That you once see it, you cannot miss it later. Once you learn it, you can never ever forget it. Once you gain this knowledge, you can never ever lose this knowledge, and it will protect you from getting into any kind of delusion. Yad jnatva na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava. Yena bhutanya seshena drakshasi atmani atho mai. It says that not only that you experience that joy within, the bliss within, but you will see that it is the same divinity which is spread, which is pervading all across this entire universe. The idea here is, or the second line, the importance is that our scriptures keep telling us that this entire creation is created by the Lord. Right? Yes or no? You have heard it, right? Created by Lord. You're like anticipating, हाँ वो तो सुन लिया, आगे बोलो, what next kind of. If it is created by that Lord, then we have a couple of questions. Why is this world ridden with so much of misery? Shouldn't He have created a perfect world? Shouldn't He have given us the most beautiful world? Why is it ridden with so much misery, so much of, unwanted things? So Bhagavan says, Bhaiya, I have created the spectacular manner. The world is essentially divine. Why do I not see it that way? The goodness and badness that we see in this world is not because the world is bad, it is because our perception, our view of the world is all messed up. Therefore, we end up not just seeing, but also participating and doing bad. So if that first sentence is to be taken, that if this entire creation is done by the Lord, the next logic offered in the scriptures is that the creation is not created like something separate, something other than that Paramatma, but instead that Paramatma expands himself in the form of this creation. So what should it mean? It just means that every aspect of this creation is an expression of that Paramatma alone. But do we see it? Do we experience it? Long time ago, Prahlada, we remember having said that. That I see that Paramatma not just in the animate, but I also see him in the inanimate. So his father's challenge was, if you really see that Paramatma even in the inanimate, is he there in this pillar? And then he cracks it open. And out comes this Nrisimha Avatara. And the point there is that Paramatma is in and through every aspect of this creation. The devotees who can see it, such ones are called Prahlada. What does Prahlada mean? A very beautiful name. Maybe the Americans here may butcher that word. In my head, I'm going through different kinds of variations that word can be pronounced. Prahlada. But what does that word mean? Ahlada means to be joyous, to be happy. Prahlada means the one who not just is happy but gives that happiness to everyone around. Because his vision is of that oneness, that he sees the divinity in and through every aspect of this creation. And in that story, who is it that refuses to find that Paramatma? Hiranyakashipu. So the question here is, do we want to stay as or become like Prahlada, or to stay like Hiranyakashipu? If you remove the story part of it, if you see the application part of it, who is called Prahlada? The one who is able to see it. Who is called Hiranyakashipu? The one who refuses to see it. Where are we right now? Leaning towards which side? Want to lead to the Prahlada side. But then, no. Actually, when she's when she was talking of Prahlada, she was leaning towards her husband. Prove the rule, right? You should bring your wife once. Oh, you'll take care of that? Narayana. So here Bhagavan is saying, those who have this knowledge, no, that I say, that there are only two kinds of people in this world. Those who are married and those who are happy. But anyways, let's come out of the fact. See here, Bhagavan is saying, Yena bhutanya seshena, irrespective of what that being or creature is, in and through all beings and this entire creation, they would experience that Paramatma alone. See, this is the same consistent message that we are trying to teach, irrespective of what age group. In fact, the first shloka that is often taught in Balavihar system to all children as they come, what is the first shloka that they learn? Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. What is the meaning of that shloka? Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam. Chara, achara, mobile and immobile. No, I'm not talking of the gadget that you hold in your hand. That which is sentient and insentient. Chara, achara. Vyaptam yena. That which is permeating, that which is pervading this entire creation as its substratum, as its sustenance, as its support, as the very expression of this creation. Akhanda mandalakaram, that unbroken homogeneous mass of consciousness. That is this creation. Do we experience it that way? So the moment we see this creation, we see it through the lenses of that which is mine and that which is yet to be mine. Otherwise, why would I put the effort to slog and earn and make that mine? That which is mine and that which is yet to be mine. In Tulsi Ramayana, Ramchandra ji, when asked by Lakshmana, this is called Rama Gita of Tulsi Ramayana. There he asks, what is Maya? Oh brother, can you explain what is Maya? He says, मैं और मोर तोरते Maya. In very simple terms, he is not going in high-flown Vedantic words, wherein he says that the the Mahakasha and the Matakasha and the Patakasha, no such mumbo jumbo used. Very simple terms, Bhagavan. मैं और मोर तोरते Maya. Wherever the differential factor is created from the standpoint that I and mine, you and yours, this separation is created. Wherever that separation is created, that separation is called Maya. And we live with that, with that vision of division. And wherever we see with that kind of perspective, it's constantly that which is not mine, I have to one way or the other make sure that I own it. And what is my inspiration for owning it? I compare it with others. What do others have and what should I have? So when the moment I compare, what happens? There's an unhealthy pattern of competition. If I succeed, then greed increases. If I don't succeed, jealousy increases. And then we are in that cycle, constantly running. But the vision that has to be brought in is, if everything is Paramatma, is there a specific thing that you would say that I like more than the others? Like, for example, you are pervading in and through your entire body. We can test it out. Any volunteers? It is called a 5-point pinch test. Are we not permeating through even the hair? That when somebody pulls that hair, don't you feel the pain? You're permeating it. Can you claim, can you argue that I like my right hand better than left hand? Can you argue that way? I love my right hand. Left hand, cheek. Do you ever say that? I love my right cheek. Left one cheek. That laughter was for the other laughter. Right? Amused by the amusement of the amusement. When we look at our own body, the love for this body is unanimous from all sides, from all limbs. If the experience of the Paramatma is gained within, and it is said that the Paramatma is permeating and spread across in this entire creation, what would your attitude towards this creation be? Would you look at that creation anymore from barriers of gender, barriers of religion, barriers of caste, creed, nationality? Does it even bother? No. The oneness that we find is in spite of all these barriers. All the animosity is while we are looking in through those barriers. So that is the experience that one gains. Though Hinduism is often portrayed across as a very selfish religion. I've read a couple of books recently, which was forwarded to me. Now, what is your response to this? Then my response to them was LOL. What is the only response that you have? I said, when you send a comedy book, the comic standpoint, what else do you want as a response? I thought you would vehemently talk something against that book. कोई फायदा नहीं है. And the book claimed that Hinduism is a very selfish religion. The standpoint being that you focus only on self-realization. You are so selfish to the core that you care about only your happiness of the self alone. What happens to others, you don't care about. If you truly are firmly abiding in that experience of that self and its realization, you would soon realize that that which is seen as this creation is just an extension, is just a connection expanding all around you. When there is an abscess on your body, some kind of phoda, funsi, whatever happens, don't you pay extra attention to give care and protection to that part? Because it seems like everybody is aiming to hurt you only there. Not that people are aiming and feeling joy in it. It's just that we are so, become very sensitive that we want to only care and protect for that part. Similarly, when your connection with this entire creation is with that oneness, wherever there is inequality, wherever there is that need, wouldn't your heart automatically melt towards reaching across to that expansion and that extension of yours? And that is the experience which is being talked here. Drakshasi Atmani Atho Mayi. Then we would say, no, all this is fine, Swamiji, but I don't think I stand a chance. Why? Papoham, papakarmoham, papatma, papasambhavaha. I am the worst of the worst of the worst. I am the greatest sinner, or the worst sinner, or however you want to put it. I don't think I'd stand a chance. That I have done so many bad things, so many things that I don't think I'm qualified for this. Let me ask you, have you consciously stolen somebody's property? ओए किसी का पेन चुराया था जाके वापस कर देना buy him a new pen and give him or her, whoever it is. Have you killed anybody? Anybody. I'm talking of a human form here first. Have you killed any human? Physically, have you? You cannot change my question paper. ये कहती है mosquito thoughts में. You get my question, right? No. Ratnakara stole, looted from people, killed them, plundered villages, only to transform himself to become the Adi Kavi. Adi Kavi, Valmiki. When somebody who has done such atrocities and could still transform himself to become the greatest saint, sage Valmiki, don't we stand an opportunity? Have you heard of the story of Angulimal? He was a psychopath. He used to kill people, and as a memory or a token of memory, he would have a souvenir of their thumb. Head tak to nahi tha. Then it would be called Munda Mala, not Anguli Mala. He would cut the thumb and string it up into his mala of collection, and he had 2 rows of that mala going from his neck all the way to his knees. Can you imagine how many people he must have killed? One Sadguru Darshana, one interaction, and he is transformed. And he becomes his primary follower. Later, he is the one who led Buddhism to its present day glory. His name was Ananda. He became his greatest disciple. When he could stand a chance for that transformation, don't we stand that opportunity? Don't we have that opportunity? That is what is being said in the next shloka. He says, Api chedasi papebhyaha sarvebhyah papakrittamaha sarvam jnanaplavenaiva vrajinam santarishyasi. And here is the promise from the Lord Divine Himself. Papebhyaha sarvebhyaha papakrittamaha. This is called taratama bheda. Comparative. There is good, then there is better, then there is best, then bestest. वेवलेंथ बहुत मिलता जुलता है. So here he is saying, Sarvebhyaha papebhyaha. All papas put together, all sins put together. And you have been performing such papas together for a long period of time. Even such sinner, apichedasi, even if you are such sinner, sarvam, all of that can be transcended. They don't become a limitation, provided we seek the change. However strong is the pull from Hiranyakashipu, we choose to walk towards Prahlada within. We have to make that conscious choice. And how do we strengthen that choice? Because many of us have will, but don't have power in that will. They say willpower, right? I think where there is a will, no, put my name in it. Oh, अब समझा. We all have will. The sad part is it is not backed enough with power. Yes, I do understand. I want to walk towards Prahlada. But Hiranyakashipu is not just pulling me, I'm in his stomach. He has just eaten me up. How do we build that strength to walk towards Prahlada? One method. See, in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, it is said Vishada. Vishada, he cries. Vishada is the indication of abnormality or disease. Roga. But it is not called Arjuna Vishada Roga. Even that Vishada, he transformed it into yoga. The only difference between his Vishada and our Vishada is we cry for the material in front of the material, whereas he was crying in front of the Lord, and that transformed his tears into strength. If at all we need to find that strength, stand in front of that altar, whoever is that altar that you have your dedication to, and pray constantly, pray incessantly that, oh Lord, give me strength to come out of the grip, come out of the clutches of this and get to the other side. Pray intensely. So, does it work? Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, we have read the story, right? So he used to go daily in front of mother and he would cry incessantly that, mother, already the morning is turning into noon. I'm not talking of day. It's like already morning is turning into noon and I still don't have your darshan. I still don't have the strength. When will you give me that? And his prayers were answered. Because when we go even for that prayer, it is more like a chore. Calm chore doing a chore. Stand there, do some, lighting a lamp and agarbatti, some namaskar, chamatkar, and then done. It is like a business deal struck. There is no heart-to-heart connection there. That we don't feel that intensity from within to call out and pray that, oh Lord, give me that strength to walk across. And once that grace starts flowing, jnana plavenaiva, how will we cross across? Through the boat, through the lifesaver of jnana. Jnana, with that wisdom, we cross across the oceans of sins that we may have created, which seem like impossible to cross over, becomes easy with the strength, with the power of your prayer. Swamiji, even that prayer is very weak. Because we do it only on the weekend. So our spirituality is weekend spirituality. Pun intended. So how do we strengthen that then? Even for that, ask from that who can give you that strength. If we pray to that Lord that He is that Jagadishwara, He is that Sarvantaryami, He is that Sarvashaktiman, to give strength to the prayers also is His job. Of the recent music in Bollywood, not all lyrics are that great. But the first time I heard this song, it really impressed me. You may remember the song. It is from the movie Lagan. O Palanhare. There's one sentence that really moved me there. Usually we say Shakti De, Bhakti De. But there is a little twist. The prayer there is Bhakti Ko Shakti De. Then my bhakti is also not that strong. But please provide strength to that bhakti, and only you can provide that strength for that bhakti. Sarvam jnanaplavenaiva vrajinam santarishyasi. You will be able to cross across the oceans of sins that we have done before we can even, sooner than we can imagine. Vrajinam santarishyasi. Moving forward, 37th shloka. यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा. See, again, don't get confused. Oh, I thought bhakti was the method. Why is Bhagavan insisting that it is jnana that is the method? See, when you take even the greatest bhaktas, lyrics and poems and other things, say for example, Mirabai. Through her works, you can see her transformation happening. When she meets her guru, knowing very well that she is a Krishna Bhakta, the Guru initiates him with Rama Mantra. And she gets all worked up and irritated. And how? I don't know who is Rama. I only like Krishna. Anyway, she gets over that and accepts that mantra. And as a gift to her Guru, she gives trays load of all these special precious stones. And the next day, as she is coming to pay her respect to the Guru, in the street, the what do you call the not footpath, drainage. In the drainage, people are all searching for these precious stones because the Guru has put it in the drainage and thrown them away. And she feels very insulted. How dare he? Does he even know what the value of these things are? And then she goes to talk her mind out to her Guru. And then she comes out singing. That is when she sings, Payo ji maine Ram Ratana Dhana Payo. That I found the treasure of Rama Nama. And nothing more treasure worthy than Rama Nama. So transformation there. So she is known to be, one of the leading bhakta, women saints. One of her last bhajans is Mohe Lagire Lagan Guru Charanan Ki. Have you heard that bhajan? Again, I don't want to torture you by my singing. I thought if you have heard it and you happen to be a good singer, then I can ask you to sing. There, she says, the first paragraph she says, that I approached Guru to, cross over the samsara sagar, to cross over this sagar of sins that I may have committed for lives times. But having approached and understood the message and experience, now I realize that to cross over, there is no ocean. Mohe fikar nahi ab taranan ki. That I don't care about crossing over, because when I look at the whole ocean is dried up. Even in her bhakti, isn't that jnana that is being reflected? Again, another saint from, say, Tulsidas ji, or say saint from Tamil Nadu. What is her name? Andal. Her Tirupavai. When you read the Pasam, like the 31, 30. So the 30 that you read, each one of them is nothing but a nugget of wisdom there. The ultimate aspect of even bhakti is in merging into that jnana alone. Whether you start from this side or that side. See, when you take a roti, you start from this side or start from the other side. Finally, it will go inside in one place only, right? कोई फर्क पड़ता है? So don't go with the confusion that, oh, I thought only bhakti, why jnana? It doesn't matter. It culminates in that experience. Whatever suits for you to begin with. There's a thali full of things, Gujarati thali. You start with Shrikhand or end with Shrikhand. Finally, everything has to go become Advaita, become one with you, right? Similarly, it has to reach to that Advaita only here. This is Yathaidham se samigdhoknihi bhasmasat kurute Arjuna. As Agni burns away everything that is thrown in, similarly, in Jnana, all the sins, mountains of sins that we may have committed would be burned down to ashes. And then you can sport that ashes as a decoration later. That is what Shiva does, right? That he adorns that bhasma. And what did he do? He opened his third eye. So you may be wondering, where is the third eye? Must be some unnatural, some anomaly. No, third eye is the eye of Jnana Chakshu, eye of wisdom. And when he opened that eye of wisdom, what did he burn? Kama Deva. He burnt all desires. And that he adorns as Alankara. यथैधांसि समिद्धोग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुते अर्जुन तथा ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा. In Gurudev's words, he is poet, so he says that in the white heat of meditation, burn away all the limitations of this sins and sensuous perception to finally abide in that experience within and without, which is nothing but that divinity alone. Therefore, he says in the 38th shloka, repeat. And this shloka is the motto for our Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. And Gurudev gave this as a motto for all Yuva Kendra members, that your focus should be this. And what was it? Nahi jnane na sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaha कालेनात्मनि विन्दति नहि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रम इह विद्यते. There is nothing more beautiful than knowledge, wisdom in as the purifying agents. Again, taking us back to the initial thought of this 4th chapter when we started. Depending on what the stain is, we use the stain remover. Remember the examples? You are all looking at me as if, kaun se examples? What examples are you talking of? Okay, let me revisit. If there is, say, some kind of chutney or something that falls onto your thing, what you do is scrub it and apply some soap and rinse it out with water. It is cleaned. While cooking, if the oil falls onto your cloth, what do? Remember the example? क्या यार ना इसी सेशन में मैं जानता हूँ. हाँ, अच्छा दोष मेरा है वह, ठीक है. अब ठीक से सुनो. He was blaming me, saying that हाँ करना चाहिए. that I did not teach properly earlier. I say, now listen properly. So if there is oil, then you use this powder, talcum powder, and you spread it there. It sucks up all. Where do I search for it? Atta, the wheat flour or whatever flour. Apply it. It sucks away all the oil. Little soap and rinse. The oil stain is gone. You had a paper cut and you didn't know, and the blood smeared on your cloth, and it dried up also. How do you remove that stain? Doesn't work. Hydrogen peroxide. Simple techniques. Starch also is very difficult. You have to do couple of scrubbings. Bleach, then the cloth will be like good for Salvation Army. Hide the shirt. Which one of your children has gone after him? Yet to figure out. Okay. लगता है बहुत शैतानी किया है. The best way to remove the blood stain is take your saliva and then apply it. It dilutes and removes the stain. Your own spit. It is you only, yuck only if you take somebody else's spit and apply. Excuse me? That is yuck. Your own. Come on, grow. And then you apply water and rinse it, it is gone. Pata nahi tha. That is why you need to come to Vedanta class. You learn tips. Tips for living. So we teach you. I must have been a dhobi in my last life. Anyways. So as is the stain, so should be the stain remover. Here, our basic problem is, why do we have kama? Because there is vasana. Why do we have vasana? Because there is karma. Why is there karma? Because there is kama. So it seems to be a vicious cycle. How do we break this cycle? Find the root cause for this cycle. And what is the root cause for this cycle? Ignorance of one's own true nature. Meaning, ajnana of one's own true nature. How do you remove ajnana? By equipping oneself with jnana. Therefore, he says, nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. The root cause is ajnana, and the only purifier, the only thing that can remove that ajnana is jnana. How do you remove darkness? Asatoma jyotir gamaya. You can remove it with jyoti, light. No, I'll find a new technique. I'll throw in a powerful bleach into darkness. It will eat away all the darkness. Does it happen? Or I'll bring in a powerful vacuum cleaner. I'll suck out all the darkness. Can it happen? Simple. Turn the light on. Arey, batti jala. Andar ki bhi aur bahar ki bhi. Turn on the light. And the darkness is dispelled. Similarly, if the root cause is ajnana, what is the solution? Jnana alone. Therefore, consistently work on improving this jnana and applying this jnana in day-to-day life, which alone will save us from all the treachery of our past karma that is unfolding itself as prarabdha. How do we get this jnana? That is given in the last two shlokas, which we will see next week and conclude fourth chapter. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.